Hey everybody, it's Chad Hutt with Revstep here with another short training video on international payments. This is something that we run into all the time and we see all the time. Many of you know at Revstep we help companies expand internationally. So we're a US-based company. We have content writers in almost every country that Amazon is in now, seller central accounts and vendor central accounts all over the world. So international payments, this is a hot topic if you are converting your money from one country to another country's currency. So what we see is we work with a lot of Canadian companies. We'll use that as the primary example. So a lot of Canadian banks will accept US dollars and Canadian dollars. And what they do is open up their US Seller Central account. And they'll put their Canadian bank address and their Canadian bank account in the Seller Central account. And they're capable of receiving US dollars. But what Amazon wants to do is, because your bank's address is in Canada, Amazon will pay you in Canadian dollars instead of US dollars. Normally that's great, but the problem is Amazon, they take pretty high exchange rate fees. All of us want to avoid as many fees from Amazon as we can. They're all there. We hate them, and we want to try and avoid them. So what we've learned is there's a lot of international banks. Now, what those will do is you can say, I want a bank account in Europe, and I want a bank account in London, and I want a bank account in the US and Canada, and they'll actually give you a physical bank address for that country, and then they'll give you your routing and account number, your international bank account number, and all that kind of stuff. When a Canadian company opens up a US Seller Central account, they will use the US bank account, their New York or whatever the bank decides the address is. They'll use the New York bank address and give you your routing and account number. Now what happens is now Amazon will pay you in USD because that bank's address is in the United States. Now you still have to deal with conversion fees. The good news is a lot of these international banks, they specialize in giving you really, really good rates and really, really good or really, really low fees. And so you can, for a very, very cheap rate, transfer that USD into Canadian dollar, and then you can send it your personal bank or your business's bank account. So we've used a few different ones. There's a whole bunch of them out there. A few of them that we've used is Wise. Now they are called TransferWise. That's personally the one that we use here at Revstep. We work with a lot of international companies and get paid in many different currencies. The reason I like Wise is they have a connection into QuickBooks, and that's what we use here at Wise. They used to be TransferWise, and then they changed their name to Wise. The other one's OFX. We've used them before. We've used Ping Pong. The other big one that a lot of the South American companies use that we work with called Payoneer. And they're all great. They all have really good fees or low fees, really good exchange rates. That's one thing that we've learned expanding internationally. Key is the bank account's address. It doesn't matter what your company's address is. If a Canadian company opened up a US company here, if they're still using the Canadian bank account, they will get paid in Canadian dollars and get those Amazon fees that we all love so much. So anyway, hope this was helpful, and we'll come back at you with another training video in the future. Thanks.